within the next decade or two, there will never, ever be another war on Earth. And very unlikely to even be any within the next decade. Highly unlikely. So educating war out of the human mind is going to happen very quickly. It could happen as a result of the new energy coming in in fall 2016. How will everything change in the fall of 2016? Well, there has always been a pre-programmed midpoint date of when the physical transforms into the spiritual. They're supposed to be in the end of the physical, and then we go into the pure spiritual. This would mean a completely etheric being for 2,000 years. We go completely to the other side of the veil for 2,000 years. And then after those 2,000 years of being purified on the other side of the veil, we come back into the physical side of the veil again. Well, this time around, we're being fast forwarded 2,213 years ahead. So we are having that 2,000 of spiritual programming placed into oneness with our physical programming all at once. And this is going to begin in the fall of 2016. We are being aligned with the most perfect state of consciousness of each of the 12 star systems, all aligning at one moment of time. And that schedule of that alignment has always been early spring of 2017. However, since there's been so much recalibration of the Mayan calendar to move us forward to a date where we could make this transition harmoniously, that transition date has been moved up to fall 2016 by a comet that is going to be called Comet 2016 that will flow through the Earth's atmosphere, through the sun, and up through the moon to bring a new consciousness to Earth by fall 2016. So that new consciousness that is being brought through the 12th star Aramentana in the fall of 2016 will begin the realignment of our consciousness into all 12 stargates by early spring of 2017, when all of the alignment of all 12 star systems of the most perfect moment of our consciousness in each one of those star systems hits the alignment with the earth. That is when our consciousness will be transformed. That is when we will shift into alignment with becoming a fifth dimensional being once again, first time since 3,000 years ago before the Tower of Babel. There were fifth dimensional 5 DNA beings, 5 DNA with 12 coded consciousness. So we have the codes of all 12 of the star systems in a fifth dimensional being. Fifth dimensional being means a person who has multidimensional consciousness, meaning you have your consciousness connected to all of your higher selves. So it's not like you have to wait to get to 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th dimensional or DNA. You already have it all when you have 5 DNA. The 5 DNA is like the home base. It kind of connects you to everything. So we get reconnect with our entire consciousness at this time. And then the versions of reality that will come at that time, there have been people working on raising their DNA so that they can make this shift into the 5 DNA. They've been raising into higher and higher fourth density to gain this complete 5 DNA by that time. And there are people who have just remained in the lowest levels of the fourth density, who have no intentions of changing their old culture, no intentions of removing the old reality to replace a new reality. Now, the key to changing into this 5DNA means getting rid of all of those old cultural beliefs. The old culture is not in the 5DNA. Remember where the old cultural beliefs came from. They came as a result of the Tower of Babel. They came as a result of amnesia. They came as a result of people creating versions of reality, creating cultures for a time period to live within until they got their consciousness back. So when we get our consciousness back, we have to get rid of those old cultural beliefs that have been looping around in our neocortex for the last 3,000 years. We have to remove them. We have to turn them into light. That is why it's so important to use the candle technique and the teachings I have in the candle technique of going into the full spectrum of light, going to the other side of the light, bringing in your blue consciousness, and then going deeper into the light until the room turns black and you have this negative, just like going into the dark room and you have this dark room to develop this new picture in. We do this through light and sound. All of that teaching is on the candle technique. So this website is dedicated to giving you the tools and the information that you need to go through this final transformation. This year of illumination, 2016, is your last year for deciding which version of reality that you will continue in 2017. Those who do not prepare to move into their 5DNA by removing all of the old versions of reality by 2017 will just continue living in their old version of reality.